Boom! Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. To be dropping, tastes like a little mishmash, a little bit of everything. To be dropping 3 prospects for the 2025 NFL Draft. Also, I'm going to do a recap of a kid I gave you yesterday. And then also tonight, NC State plays Georgia Tech. It's either that or you watch Cleveland and Pittsburgh in the rain in a horrendous game. So, like, I don't know. Choose your poison. I'm going to be watching NC State versus Georgia Tech. And I like to watch the trenches. I'm a trench guy. So I've given you these guys already. 2 guys, if you want to watch tonight for NC State, they're playing on the same offensive line, is left tackle Anthony Belton. I've given you him in the summer, but you'll also get my final breakdowns the closer we get to the draft. The way it's looking, I don't see him getting out of round 3. I don't. This offensive tackle class is nowhere near as strong as last year's class. This past April, there was probably 6 to 7 offensive tackles went in the first round. On an off week, still the best beard on YouTube. But look around to all the draft channels. See if they're at 466 players. Also, another guy to watch. Good morning, Eric. What's up? Glad you jumped in the chat. Another guy to watch. Bro, this guy is a super duper sleeper, and no one's talking about him. He's NC State's center, Zeke Corral. Let me tell you something. He's a graduate transfer. This kid, you ready for the Shador Dion to run the show? Yeah, it's going to be a circus. That's definitely going to be a circus. But I don't see how we draft a quarterback when we just dropped $240 million on a quarterback. I just don't see it. And trust me, I do like Shador, but I don't see him as a top 10 pick. I don't. I see him in the first round. But I see him as a much later first round. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how many GMs and managers want a deal with that circus. But I know Jerry will. Shut up. All right, listen, this next kid is a sleeper. He's getting no love. NC State center, Zeke Corral. I laugh when people are like, yo, I watched like 2 games on somebody, or they look at like 2 games and then they give someone a rank. He's a Notre Dame transfer. He has center and guard flexibility. He caught my eye. I'm not going to lie to you. It was either 2021 or 2022. Jared Patterson, Notre Dame center, got hurt. And I think it was like the first game of the year. So he slid over and played center versus Ohio State. So it was Notre Dame versus Ohio State. It was either 2021 or 2022. And this kid had like one of the most dominating games I've ever seen in college at center. And I'm like, who? I thought it was Jared Patterson. I thought it was Patterson first. And I'm like, wait a second. So I look up and I see it's this kid. He was a guard, but since Notre Dame had an injury, he slid over. So, like I said, I'm going back. It's either 2021 or 2022. Notre Dame versus Ohio State. This kid, Zeke Corral, legit had like double-digit pancakes. So then he also flip-flopped to center. From center to guard, he's gone back and forth his whole career. And then he was a graduate transfer, and he transferred to NC State, and he's having a solid year. Bro, tonight, those are 2 dudes to look out for. But Anthony Belton, I don't see him getting out of the 3rd round. Zeke Corral, you could probably get him day 3. And that kid will be a steal, especially that he has center guard flexibility. And like I said, man, if anybody wants to go back and look at it, it's either 2021 or 2022. Legit, Ohio State won. But legit, this kid had like double-digit pancakes. It was crazy. So I've been watching this kid, like I said. what, 3 years? That's why I laugh when people are like, yeah, I got to watch 2 games on somebody before I give them a grade. I'm like, yo, like, where you been the last 5 years? But that's just me. Yesterday, I also gave you, last night was Ohio playing at Toledo in a very important game in the MAC, and I gave you a running back with great size, Anthony TYUS, 6'1", 240. And what do I know? He had 33 carries, 125 yards, and 1 touchdown. The kid has great size, and I said that yesterday. He's a goal line back, and he's powerful. The only thing, and it's something that's going to have to be coached out of him, because he's getting away with it at. Listen, I'm a nitpicker. He's getting away with it at the small level, but yo, this kid's a monster. But he runs like a tree. He runs like straight up, and even the announcers were saying like, "Yo, this kid got to get lower." If he tries running straight up like that in the NFL, he's going to get murdered. But like I said, this kid's an undrafted free agent that you invite to camp. That could shock a lot of people, but he just has to learn to get lower. But he has the size, and honestly, he could have had a hell of a lot more yardage last night. I don't know why Ohio was running more like it. They were trying to run this kid more east west than north south. But this is like the third game I've watched on this kid. But like I said, he's an undrafted free agent. So those are just 3 people I wanted to get out of the way, but 2 kids to look for tonight in NC State versus Georgia Tech. All right. First kid I'm going to give you, he's an edge from Northwestern. Anto Saka, 6'4", 255 edge from Northwestern. In 2023, he had 6 sacks. This year, I mean, his production is okay. He's getting like, uh, he has the size and the length that NFL scouts like. And he is more of a projection. I don't see it, but yo, this kid legit, every Power 5 school there was, he had Division 1 offers. This kid, he could have went any college you name it. He could have went. He decided on Northwestern. But I remember a couple of years ago, I forgot the kid's last name. The Ravens took him. He was a defensive end for Penn State. The kid legit had 0 sacks. Edge, 0 sacks. He just had the size and the length and showed up at the combine and ran like a 4.3. He came out the year, I believe Micah came out. And he's having like a decent NFL career, but not really. I mean, and this kid went in the first round. I don't know. I don't. For me, it's tape one. I throw Senior Bowl or East West Bowls in there because you're practicing against different competition. Then it's the combine, but in my opinion, the combine should be used mostly for medical stuff, which they're not going to give guys like me. But just because a guy shows up at the combine and he has the size, he has the length, he's shredded and runs a 4.3, I don't think he should go ahead of a kid that's maybe an inch or two shorter, yet's had maybe 20 sacks in a season. That's just me. Next kid is a kid that's flying up the boards, but I mean, like I say, this is not like last year. This is a below average offensive tackle class, offensive line class in general. This kid Charles Grant out of William and Mary. He's a 3-year starter at left tackle. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. Not me. This kid has long ass arms. He has like 35-inch arms. He's already accepted a Senior Bowl invite. So let me tell you something. He's either going to make a lot of money at the Senior Bowl or he's going to get sent home and he's going to be a late round pick. Also, I think because of his lack of height, he's going to get thrown inside to left guard. Listen, I'm not saying I would do that. That's what all the NFL people do. They throw good left tackles, and so, that is short inside to left guard. But this kid has played at a lower level of competition. So when he goes to the Senior Bowl, like I said, he better, he's either going to make a lot of money or he's going to drop big time. The last kid, so we're at 466. It's weird, man. This kid's a defensive tackle. He's a one tech. He's a straight one. 6'3", I think 335, 330. Aiden, he has a Hawaiian last name. I'm gonna butcher his last name. Kia Nuala. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. The kid has tribal everywhere. He originally was a super high ranking prospect, went to Notre Dame. Stayed there a couple of years, did absolutely nothing. Then he switched over to University of Cal, got some playing time. So far on the year, he has 33 tackles, 1 sack, and a forced fumble. Like I said, this kid is just a try-hard. He struggled with his weight, so they're trying to keep his weight down. But this kid is just a one tech. That's it. 0 tech, 1 tech. Don't expect anything out of pass rush for this kid. He's never had a sack his entire career, either at Notre Dame or the University of Cal. But listen, if I'm drafting you as a one tech, I just want you to clog the middle and hold up the centers and the guards from reaching the linebackers and let the linebackers move, freely to get to the running backs. That's pretty much a 0 tech's job, a 1 tech's. And me personally, I think that is the easiest position to find. All you need is a big ass, strong dude that knows leverage. And actually, this kid was a wrestler. This kid was a wrestler in high school, along with Anto Sacco from Northwestern. They both were wrestlers. I like prospects that have a wrestling background, because also they know what it's like to be in shape, and also they know leverage and how often that helps a lot on the O line and especially the D line. So, like I said, today was a little bit of mishmash of everything, but gave you 3 prospects. We're at 466 for the year. I gave you an update on Anthony Trice, how he performed last night. What do I know? But I gave you him. Like I said, tonight, NC State, Georgia Tech. Anthony Belton, NC State's left tackle. He's a guy to watch. Also, NC State center Zeke Corral. I think he's going to be a sleeper. If anyone's bored and they're a draft guy, go back to like 2021, 2022, Ohio State versus Notre Dame, and you could watch Zeke Corral have like one of the most monster games there was. And that's when he caught my eye, and that's when I started watching him play. Yet the draft guys we have, they watch 2 games on somebody and they give them a grade, which is a joke. Tomorrow we'll be dropping 3 more prospects, because we all know when you went to GWO, it's for life. Also, later on tonight, they're usually on Wednesday nights or Thursday nights. You got to listen to the Frisco Report. That's Joe Rod and Mike, bro. They come on. They're going to tell you like it is. Let's see who else. We got Cowboys Corner Saturday nights, talking crazy. We got 5th Quarter Cowboys. He usually comes on. He does a show Monday nights and Friday nights. Sub and subscribe to all 3 channels. We got Cowboys Champ. We got OG himself, Cowboys Fiend. Sub and subscribe. Also sub and subscribe to 1980s Cowboy. Like I said, it's everybody that has different age ranges. Also, we got Eshawn, Hollywood's newest up-and-coming actor. He's always on PaladonianFilmsProduction.com. Like I said, different ages varies, so you get a different perspective from different people who's also have seen different people play. Me, myself, this is a college draft channel. I do once in a while throw out a Dallas Cowboy video when I want to like slit my wrist because they suck. But hopefully the Redskins will skin them this week, and then they'll be 3-8. and then hopefully they'll lose even to the Giants because it's Team Tank. And ironically, everyone wants them to tank, but I honestly think they're not tanking. They're just straight out losing because they suck that bad. Over and out, everybody.